What's up? Fucked up. Hey, what the hell is going on? Hey! Washington. Washington. I know why. I know these guys.
Tom Ludlow's a cop walking a tightrope. He's a decorated vice detective in the LAPD, but he works in the shadows, bending the rules to get things done. He's battling alcoholism, still grieving his wife, and his job's his whole world. The story kicks off showing just how brutal he can be. Tom's undercover, pretending to buy weapons from some tough Korean gangsters. He plays the part, acting crazy and offensive, pushing their buttons until they attack him and steal his car. That's what he wants. The car's wired. He follows them back to their spot, gears up, and storms the place solo. The fight's quick and dirty. Tom takes out the whole crew, real efficient-like. Then he messes with the scene, moving stuff around to look like he was just defending himself. When backup shows up, they're shocked and disgusted by how he does things. But his boss, Captain Jack Wander, arrives to smooth things over. Wander's got charm and power, and he treats Tom like a son, shielding him from any trouble and changing the reports to keep him on the street. To everyone else, Wander's a hard guy, but behind closed doors, he lets Tom do whatever he wants. While he's in the hospital nursing some minor injuries from the raid, Captain James Biggs from Internal Affairs comes to talk to him. Biggs is cool, asking questions, trying to dig up dirt. He asks Tom about how many shootings he's been involved in and his thing with Wander. Tom's loyal and used to Wander looking out for him, so he blows Biggs off. Later, at a unit dinner, everyone's feeling good. Wander might get promoted to chief, and Tom's the man of the hour. But the good mood goes away when Tom brings up Biggs. Wander says the investigation started because Tom's old partner, Detective Terrence Washington, went to Internal Affairs. Washington, who used to be his close friend, filed a complaint saying Tom used too much force and was corrupt. Tom feels betrayed. The guy he trusted with his life just let the enemy in. Mad and feeling justified, Tom wants to talk to Washington. The next day, he follows him, planning to try to talk some sense into him. Washington stops at a store for snacks. Tom waits outside, getting ready for the talk. Then, two people with masks on run into the store with guns. Tom's instincts take over, and he runs in, gun out. All hell breaks loose. In the mess, Tom fires, but one of his bullets hits Washington in the shoulder by mistake. The robbery turns into a hit. The gunmen shoot Washington over and over before running off. Tom's left there, holding his partner as he dies, his anger gone, replaced with shock. When the other cops arrive, Wander sees what happened and knows this is bad. Tom was already in trouble with IA, and Washington was talking to them. Wander starts fixing things right away. He orders the store's cameras taken and erased. He changes the evidence to make it seem like Tom got there after the shooting, making him look like a hero who tried to save his partner instead of a mad cop, with a reason to kill. Tom watches as his captain lies to save him, knowing his freedom now depends on a lie. At Washington's funeral, you could cut the tension with a knife. The whole department's there, but Washington's wife, Linda, won't even look at Tom. She knows they didn't get along, and she blames him for her husband's death. To keep him safe from Biggs's investigation, Wander takes Tom off the street and temporarily sticks him on civilian complaints. It's like a cage for Tom. Biggs corners him again, saying he knows the story's fake. He mentions a bullet found inside Washington that matches Tom's gun, something Wander left out of the report. Tom won't talk, but he starts to feel guilty. He spends his nights drinking, thinking about the shooting. He can't stop thinking about the robbers' faces. Sure, it wasn't just a random crime. Washington was the target. Tom can't let it go. He gets a young detective named Paul Discant to help him investigate without anyone knowing. Discant has fresh ideas and can get to files. Tom can't. They find out that Washington had $50,000 in his car. People think Washington was stealing money from drug dealers, which is why he was killed. Tom doesn't think his partner was dirty. He sees Linda and asks her the truth. She says the money was their savings. They were planning to leave town because Washington was scared. He wasn't just reporting Tom. He was going to tell everyone about a big corruption thing with high-ranking officers. He wasn't a bad guy. He was a good cop trying to get out of a bad system. Tom and Discant go to work. They follow up on Washington's old cases, focusing on two criminals named Fremont and Coates, who look like the shooters. Their investigation leads them to a dealer named Grill. Tom goes back to his old ways, beating Grill until he gives up a name, Scribble. Scribble's a big shot who moves drugs and money for crooked cops. Tom sets up a trap, making Grill wear a wire in jail to get close to Scribble's people. It works, and they find out about a safe house in the hills where Fremont and Coates might be hiding. Tom and Discant raid the house, expecting a fight. But they find something bad. The house is empty, but there's blood and signs of torture. In the yard, they find a shallow grave with two bodies. The teeth show they're really Fremont and Coates. They've been dead for weeks. Tom realizes what's going on. The guys who killed Washington were using the dead guys' names. This wasn't a street crime. It was a professional hit done by someone who can get to police files and cover things up. The bad guy isn't on the streets. He's in the department. Using Scribble as bait, Tom sets up a meet with the fake Fremont and Coates. He acts like a dirty cop wanting to do business. The meet's in a small apartment. When Tom and Discant walk in, they're caught in a trap. The gangsters are good, quick, and have a lot of weapons. They don't act like thugs. They move like SWAT. A bad fight happens. Discant's killed. Tom, run by anger and wanting to live, takes out both guys. Later, the news reports the two men were Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department deputies working undercover. The killers were deputies from the Sheriff's Department. Tom just killed two cops. He knows he's been set up. The news will say a crazy cop killed his fellow officers during a drug deal. Now he's a cop killer, the most wanted man in the city. Tom runs to his house, but his own squad attacks him. They're not there to arrest him. They're there to shut him up. They want the camera tape from the store, knowing it's the only thing that can show the truth. Tom figures out his whole unit's corrupt. Washington was going to expose Wander, and the squad killed him to protect their captain. Tom was the fall guy, the angry, messed up partner. Two detectives, Santos and DeMille, arrest Tom, then admit the whole thing was a setup. When they try to execute him, Tom breaks free and kills them both, escaping before backup arrives. Now he's on the run, hunted by the guys he used to call brothers. He finds the rest of his squad who betrayed him. He talks to them one by one. He saves Linda from one of Wander's guys, making sure the woman he hurt is safe. With each talk, things become clearer. Wander's not just protecting bad cops, he's the boss. He's running a huge criminal thing from behind his badge, controlling drugs, money, and murders all over the city. Tom's not a detective anymore. He's an executioner, taking down the system that made him. Finally, Tom goes to Wander's house. He acts like he's lost, just wants help. Wander, full of himself and thinking he's safe, lets him in. They have drinks and talk about loyalty, Wander saying he did everything for the good of the department, to protect his men and keep the city in order. He admits to the crimes and shows a hidden safe full of millions of dollars and files on everyone in the city. Judges, politicians, and police. He thinks he's too strong to fall. He offers Tom a share, a chance to be part of the group. Tom listens, his face hard. He looks at the man who was like a father to him and sees a monster. He turns down the offer. A fight breaks out. Wander fights dirty, but Tom's driven by one thing. He beats Wander, holding him on the floor. Wander begs for his life, promising to make Tom rich, to make him chief. Tom kills him. Tom stands over his captain's body, the house quiet. He calls Captain Biggs. He tells him everything. He says the bosses knew about Wander for years, but couldn't touch him because of the files. They needed someone like Tom to take everything down from the inside. Biggs says the department needs a win. They'll change the story. Biggs admits the bosses used Tom to bring Wander down, and tells him the department still needs him. The movie ends with Tom walking out of the house into the night air. He's hurt, covered in blood, and alone. He's lost his partner, his mentor, and his job. But he's found the truth. He looks out over Los Angeles, a city he used to control. Now just a bunch of memories.